So the course is built on a foundation of computer science, so we ensure all the students kind of understand that aspect before we move on to the rest of the games development program. Within that we cover the programming stream, we cover 3D modelling and also the game design aspect as well.
The content of our course has been informed by the industry at large, so everything that we do within the course is designed to make sure our graduates are ready for employment. So it's based on fundamentals of computer science, which we teach in first principles, so there's no need to worry if you've not done computer science or programming before. And then we build on that with very specific games elements, learning how to use game engines such as Unity and Unreal, learning more about the design of games, learning about how we apply those skills to create full pieces of work that you can use for your portfolio when you go for interview at the end of your course.
So the course prepares you for life after university because it shows you all the skills that you need to develop and all the different industry software. It also shows you the sort of processes that you need to take while developing games and software and the best practices with that.
It teaches you all the tips and tricks that level design and the games in general do, and it makes you appreciate more of like how games are actually created and the time and dedication it does to actually make a game.
So the assessments have been planned so that they are always producing something. The aim is that they have some sort of artefact that they can put onto their portfolio at the end. So that could be a bit of programming, it can be some 3D modelling, or it could be designing and creating a game.
We do have the odd kind of exam type test, but most of the assessment is done through coursework, both individual and group. So you'll maybe asked to do a kind of basic game or meet a programming brief, and as you go through the course those become a bit more elaborate, and eventually you get to a point where you're creating full kind of game projects to show your skills ready for employment. Our course is quite focused on collaborative work because that is the industry that our students are going to graduate into. Everybody is working in teams to create full commercial products. And that kind of work is something we try and get students to experience as they go through the course. So during the kind of assessments that we set, you might spend part of the year or nearly a whole year working on a game together in groups of maybe anywhere between 4, 6, 7 students. And you'll plan out that kind of work, you'll use industry tools to plan things out. And once you've got that design, you'll then implement that design, work on the individual components, and that will build up over the progress of the module, and eventually you'll come together and you'll do that presentation at the end of that final product and meet all those assessment goals.
So on the course there's been a lot of collaborative opportunities, so each year there's been a different group project. There's also been work-based learning where you work with a games company on a specific project, which really helps because when you talk to potential employers it means that you can just reference those projects and say that you've got the team working skills and you know how to work in a team effectively. Throughout the 3 years I've been able to develop my portfolio of sort of games that I've worked on, so it means that you can see the sort of skills developing throughout.
So every year I've done a collaborative project. So the one that I've got here, this is one of the collab that we did in my second year. This one I'm really proud of. It was a really enjoyable experience. I've made close friends and I've still stuck with those friends, and we are still wanting to produce more and we are wanting to improve on games for the future.
So with work-based learning I'd really recommend it because it gives you that real-world experience, and it means that you can get a leg up on other applicants because it means that you've been able to apply your skills from uni on a specific project, and often with work-based learning, because it's a decent amount of hours, it means you can really get your teeth into a certain project and sort of own what you've worked on.
Yeah, we have a tight-knit learning community. The staff really get to know the students, and the students really get to know the rest of their peers as well. And the benefit of that really is that you get a lot more time with the staff inside classes and also outside classes as well.
And also there's some extracurricular things that we do. We hold events that allow students to come together. More importantly here at Chester, we hold those events to bring together students that are across the 3 levels. So we get like kind of a peer mentoring going on where more experienced students will help and guide the newer students and pass on some of their kind of skills and knowledge.
The learning community at the University of Chester is great. The lecturers are really supportive, and it's really sociable on the course because everyone else is passionate about creating video games or software for the computing adjacent ones. It just means that you can get on really well, and because the different societies at the uni, it means that you can sort of meet people with similar interests.
The lecturers at the Chester University, they're really great. Lee and Ralph, they've helped me through thick and thin throughout the whole entire course. Whenever I've needed them, they've supported me. If I've needed any help, they've been able to point me in the right direction.
The facilities at Chester are great. We've got access to current gaming machines and labs. The lecturers are great. When they're sort of teaching, you can see how passionate they are, and they explain it in a way that's really understandable. They also give real-world experience and sort of stories, which means that you can see how what you're learning can apply to the real world and industry, which is really helpful.